Okay, hello. My name is Maris Iremia, and today I will do a short little overview of Unity scene I've been working on for personal portfolio, as well as the FMOD project that's tied to it, that was linked to my learning outcomes. The Unity scene itself is a Unity asset that's free. It's a pack called Viking Village. The only main change I did to it is add a little forest area, just because I wanted to play with some field recordings and just add forest area. Speaking of the forest, uh, is just uh, set up to have a sound, to play a sound that loops it, which is an actual recording did in a park over here. The ocean also has this just area where you can hear it, which also is using a scatter instrument to like play a lot of waves randomly around the actual area of the uh, that is occupied here. I also added a bit of a weather system which plays on its own like wind, and then in each trigger box something gets added like light rain, and then just heavy rain and then thunder. The thunder also is set up to be randomized, and everything loops, and then just the thunder is a multi-instrument with a chance to play, and also yeah. For the one last thing that is also a learning outcome was the music, is a thing I put a lot of emphasis on when making this portfolio piece. I went through multiple iterations to get to this specific background music. I tested it with some people, asked like, yo, what do you like, what do you not like? And then I ended up with this. It's a theme that plays, and then the closer you get to the actual dots, the more intense it gets. And it also is using a where's music? It also is using a progression to go through all of the through all of the elements of the track, and also by the end it also changes the chance of some things to play, just drops it to 60, and then that creates an effect where the longer you are there, it just like keeps changing what is actually playing to keep it fresher. Other than that, I added also a couple of sounds to certain houses. This one right here is a tavern that I added, like I made another small little melody and also just added some ambience from inside. This one here is a blacksmith, which just hammers away. Pretty self-explanatory. A barn where you can hear some chickens and some chickens and maybe some kids playing, and then a house in which you can hear some people just talking very loudly. And then one other thing is the reverb zones in each of the big barns. They affect a lot of things, but mainly, like most noticeably, is the steps, which, speaking of the steps, they also are using a certain script, which for the blacksmith, it also like is layered with just extra sounds to give it a bit more like random elements and to keep it a bit more fresh. Where's the... I'm missing the steps. For the steps, I'm using a bunch of multi-instruments linked to parameter, which this parameter based on what the player is, like what material the player is stepping on, it changes like how loud each parameter is. And then lastly, the 3 wheels, like this, and then the one over here, all have noise that just a random drone, and then a recorded noise of just creaking, which plays randomly and with just on a time interval and also randomly. And then all the torches also have noise that they make. That's pretty much it on just technical, so let's just load in and see how it sounds. You're gonna hear from the start the torches, the background music coming in, fading in, and the steps, the dynamic steps with like wood, dirt, grass, water. You can also hear the ocean. Sounding. And then the more towards the docks you go, the more intense the music becomes. You're gonna hear a lot of the elements coming in. And then those people talking loudly. Even more elements. Here's one of the reverb zones, which you can hear the steps being affected. You can also hear one of the wheels. And then the drums coming in. And randomizing of everything. Which, like now you can hear the big drum and just one of the flutes. Now the snares also came back in. I'm gonna wait for one more. And then you hear the big flute come in and the kick being removed. Anyways, yeah, it's also making the same type of noise. This one here is the barn, in which you can just hear the chickens outside. One more reverb zone, which you can hear a little bit better. And then this is the tavern with the song, and the blacksmith is over here smashing away. And then let's leave city and see how the forest and the rain sound. One thing that is related to the script I'm using is that there is a bug with it where like here it doesn't recognize the terrain, so it just plays the wood by default. I tried to change it, but I couldn't figure it out. But yeah, I can hear the wind and I walked a bit before. The wind and the birds. The forest ambience is self-recorded, as I said. And yeah, the further up the mountain we get, you will hear rain start. First off, starting kind of like low, and then the further up we get, the harsher the rain becomes. And then at the top we might even hear some thunder, although it is on a pretty low chance to happen. But yeah, this is my Unity scene and all the audio in it. Just head down. I worked quite a bit on it, and I am happy with how it ended up being. So yeah, what can I say? Thank you for your attention, and yeah, bye bye.